Yo guys, this is willismur and welcome to a new video where today we're going to be looking at specifically just some nice investments that you guys could look into going into Thursday, as well as what's happened with the market in the past weekend with Black Friday going on. So sorry for the lack of uploads, guys. I was sick on the earlier part of the weekend, and then I got behind on some things that I need to catch up on, so that's really why I wasn't able to put out the uploads that I would like to. But from now on, I'm hoping to grind from now until Footmas, and hopefully we will have a lot of content getting posted onto the channel, and I will try and get back to all your comments that I've had in recent days. It's been really hard to go and try and catch up to all of those, so I'll try and do that as quickly as I can. And thank you guys for all the support on the channel. It's been absolutely incredible. So we're going to continue on. We also have Elite 1 rewards that I'm going to be doing for a video tomorrow. I'll be opening those up on stream. And with that all out of the way, let's just get straight into the video. So what have I really been doing the last few days to make some coins, and what have you guys seen over the weekend? Well, really this weekend was a very roller coaster of a weekend. If you followed my tips, you made maybe small bits of profit generally, but the problem was EA did something completely new this year. They were throwing record breakers in there. They had pack supply all the time. Certain cards were dropping over the course of the weekend that I didn't really think would, but at the same time, everything's starting to recover now. So I think what I really said was true, where on that Thursday, you might have only got like 5-10k profit on certain cards, but at least it was a little bit of profit. But if you guys didn't sell on that Thursday, like I said you should, or even on that Friday night, things definitely did tank, especially up until Monday, or until Sunday night. Those were crazy low prices. Still, certain gold cards are recovering. I was kind of waiting till this Thursday. I think they'll rise back up, but maybe not as high as they were last week. So certain cards like Werner, for example, I wasn't expecting to get hit as bad, but I also expected his inform to actually be in best of team of the week. Unfortunately, it was not, so he tanked a lot. Also, players like Joe Gomez, for example, did the exact same thing, but I kind of called that one. And there's just other things to look at too. So some of the big moves that I've been making were with these two cards. Douglas Costa, that card that I told you guys I picked up for $365 last week. I was waiting for him to go to at least $425. He hit it, and I just instantly sold it at that price. So I made about 40k on this card. And as well with N'Golo Kante, I ended up selling him when he got pretty low and wanted to buy him back even lower. So I did buy him back even lower. I sold him for about 305, 310. Then when he got even lower, he went down to about 275 throughout points of this past weekend. But it really was something special to see the rise that this card has had to come back. So I bought him for 290. I believe it was last Friday or last Saturday. I thought that was too low, and especially with the UCL card, I knew I could sell it for more. And then all of a sudden, he just tanked to like 265, 270 the next day. Keep in mind, these are Xbox prices, but it's probably very similar on PS in terms of how the graph looked when his price dropped. And I got in and I'm like, okay, maybe he'll recover a bit, but wow, has he ever recovered? And I really think that's what will happen with most of these high tier cards. We'll check it out in a minute. Cards like Mbappe, for example, cards like Ronaldo, they have risen since the promo. And I mean, maybe not, yeah, Ronaldo definitely has because he wasn't in packs, but I'll also tell you guys about those best of team of the weeks and what I think you should do with those. But this Conte, I bought him for 290 and sold him for 345. Once again, that's about 38,000 coins profit, almost 40. So together, these guys made me about 80k. I did clear my transfer list because I sold a bunch of cards. Fodder is through the roof right now. It might have calmed down a bit today, but the last few days, oh my gosh, that Hummels card that I told you guys to buy just a couple weeks ago at around 15k, 12k, I said if it goes under 15k, if it gets around 10 to 12k, you want to buy it? Now he is 29k. It's absolutely insane what's happened with Fodder, and I'm glad that I was able to sell a lot on myself as well. I just have a lot of these rare cards that I might end up selling on because keep in mind, people need rare cards for SBCs right now. But let's just look at somebody like this Werner. I was trying to sell him at this price. Obviously, he's dropped a lot. He was down to like 70k. Now he's back up to about 80. Okay, he still is about 75k. Never mind. So he still is pretty low, but keep in mind this is a hunter. By tomorrow, I think for rewards, he could definitely rise up to about 80, 85k. Will he go higher? I'm not sure, so I won't lose too much on this card compared to what it would have been like a week ago. But cards like him, cards like Son, cards like Mane, for example, really or actually, I don't know if Mane really tanked, but there were definitely other cards that were in kind of the Werner tier that just decided to tank. that I wasn't really expecting at all. So right now in the second part, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys some of the price graphs of cards that I have in my club or that I've been following on FUTBin, and yeah, we'll head over to that now. The kind of final thing that I want to look at, for example, are these price graphs right now, which are absolutely insane, and just show you really how much these cards have been fluctuating all the time. So we're going to look at Conte, for example, okay? So you can really see the dip that he started to take over the last few weekends, and obviously Black Friday being very, very late last weekend. So you can just see how he dipped and then went straight back up because his inform was in packs. He was worth a lot more, but being able to buy at that 275 point, you would be making tons of profit right now. This guy is bound to go up, and also think about the Alessandrini SBC. A lot of people want to use that card. Conte is a perfect card for that example, and you can just see how much he's actually risen. And that's just the daily graph as well. If we look at the hourly, he's down to about 315 in the last few hours, but I might buy him because I think once again for Thursday Flips, he's definitely going to rise, probably back up to about 335 to 350, and you can make some solid profit there, maybe 10-20k a card. Currently I have 70 or 700k, so I can't really do too much, but let's just look at Timo, for example. You can really see the drop off that this guy has had. If we go right here, look at that, he hit 69k. He's back up to about 75 right now as we're looking on Xbox. But you can really see just with the daily graph here how much he's actually tanked. I really thought that he would have a bit of a rebound, but unfortunately his team of the week was not in pack. So he got packed a lot more than I was expecting, and I think a lot of people were too. So I bought him right around this point right here, and he went back up to that 91. I was trying to sell him around then, but just wasn't able to, and once again he's tanked. I really think he'll go back up to about 85 to 90. But that would be a good place to look. Aubameyang, for example, another card that's kind of done a very similar thing. He's been up and down, but he really has. He went from about 120 to 110, and then from 110 down to 100, and now all the way down to about 95. It's just been, once again, you can see that it's just been a little bit of a decrease every single week where he just drops off and keeps on going. But I'm expecting probably a rise to about where he was last week, probably 110 to 120. I definitely see at least a 10k rise, if not more, and hopefully people won't lose out too much on this card like I did in the last couple weeks. But I decided not to sell. I decided to hold on to him. Hopefully he'll rise in the next little bit. One thing that we have to keep in mind that I'll probably pull up on the screen right now is Team of the Group stage is coming out. EA just announced it on Twitter today, so you guys have to remember that will probably shift things around in the market. There could be a market crash. That's what happened last year. And I really think that you guys really should pay attention to that because it's a promo that caused, I believe, a huge market crash last year. But it really depends. I mean, I would say it depends on how much panic selling there is, but it seems like everyone just loves panic selling this year, just because they can't seem to sell their cards because all the Patreons tell them to sell at the same time or that kind of stuff. So it just seems like people have to make sure that they buy in the panic and sell later on, because there's really no sense in panic selling. It doesn't get you anywhere. I've been very patient with my coins, and so far it's worked out. Like that Conte, for example, I could have sold him when he was 15k under the price that I bought him for, but I decided to wait, and now I made a 40k profit. So it's something as simple as that. Let's look at some other cards too. For example, SBC fodder. This card I bought for 6.6. Most of his cards I bought for 6.6. He was all the way up to 13k just the other day. 13k. And I'll be making about 5.5 per card, or just over 5,000 coins per card right now. We have somebody like Ricardo Pereira, a Prem right back, definitely needed for SBCs, 85 rated. Once again, he's up at like 12k, and that's a pretty big profit. You're making almost 4 or 5 a card. Somebody like Immobile absolutely exploded, where before he was like 17, 18k. You can just see how low he's gone. Let's look at the daily graphs. You can see just how low he was really a few days ago, just before Icon SBCs came out. Right here, 18k. And then slowly started climbing in anticipation for Black Friday, and then all of a sudden just absolutely spiked right here. And that's where you can really make some coins right now on some players. Other cards to look at, for example, are cards like that Rashford. If we look at his daily, you can see how Black Friday really affected this card. Just the way that it was rising, and then people realized Black Friday was coming, sell off, then rose towards Black Friday, but then sold off again. So you just have to really watch with this card, especially cards like this. I mean, it is a very meta card. People want to use it. It's the best version of Rashford. Also, it's a striker, so I think it will recover, but you have to watch cards like that. Somebody like Douglas Costa right now, all the way down to 380 again. This is prime time to flip, in my opinion. If you want to get this card, if you can find it for 370 or under, find it, get it, because for tomorrow, for Thursday, I think once again I could flip this guy probably for 410, 415. Maybe not make as much, but still make 20k profit. That's not bad. I'll probably look into that, but this card is such a good card to flip. There's other rule breaker cards like Llorente, for example. It's very fluctuant as well. They like to fluctuate a lot, and I really think that those are cards that you can look in. Make sure that you find the low point. Try and get cards for under that low point by 5 to 10k, and then once you're there, I mean, I got my low point for like 15, 20k under, so if you can get a card that low, it's pretty much guaranteed to bounce back at some point. As you guys can see, he always seems to bounce back to about 400k every single day. He bounces back up to that price. So if you can get him for like 365 like I did, perfect. The last few that I want to look at are Road to the Finals. Somebody like Alphonso Davies has been very up and down. Went down to about 494 just a few days ago, but he's all the way back up to about 535. I think I'm going to wait till he's 550 because I really think he'll rise in the hype. Bayern Munich are basically confirmed. I think they actually are confirmed to be in the next round. So he's going to get an upgrade. He's probably going to have 99 pace. I don't know. I'll probably sell right before the upgrade is supposed to come out, so probably the next Tuesday. And yeah, that card should be absolutely incredible, and I really can't wait to ship that on, because I don't know if he'll rise. You have to keep in mind that people know that the upgrade's coming, so his price is probably already inflated because they know the upgrade's there. He could drop down to about 500k, but who knows, he could drive back up and go up to 600, 650. It just depends how much hype there is for the card. I believe there's a lot, but it really depends on how much he's been invested into by other people. Somebody like Fosterman, for example, has been very, very low the last few weeks. Yesterday, he went all the way up to, I believe, yeah, it says 329. He was about 330, and that's when I was trying to sell him yesterday, because he is kind of at that low point still. He went down to about 305 a few days ago, or last week when they lost to PSG. People aren't sure if they're going to make it or not. I believe they have a game today, so hopefully Klosterman can win that. I mean, they should win it. I believe it's against some Turkish team. I think it might be Istanbul or something. But I'm not sure the exact team that they're playing, but I think they should be able to get the W. And if they do, they have to win their next game. So I really think Klosterman, after he gets this win, maybe he'll rise a bit because they did get the 3 points. And then after that point, it will be really, really hard to tell whether this card will go into the next round of UCL or not, and get that upgrade, of course. Another thing that you have to keep in mind with this card is that he could go down to UEL and possibly get an orange card instead of the UCL card. So he still has the chance to get upgraded, but if that happens, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of sell-off. This card will drop quite a bit. So I'm going to try and get out of him, like I said, when they maybe win that game and he goes back up. I think 330 or higher is probably a good price, but I just don't think I can get him back up to the 348 that I bought him at a few weeks ago. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's kind of catching you guys up on the entire market. There was a lot of panic selling, a lot of just SBCs, pack supply. Everything made the market really drop on the weekend, but expect it to rise over the next little bit. Maybe have another dip this Friday during Team of the Group stage, and then after that point, I really think that things should be able to come back to a normal state before we head into FUTmas. Of course, SBC fodder will still be needed a lot during FUTmas, so if you do see a drop-off in SBC fodder to a significant amount, because right now it's so inflated that it's actually unbelievable how inflated it is. But if you do see a drop-off back to similar amounts, maybe 1 or 2k higher than it was before, I still think it would be a good buy to get for FUTmas, because people love doing the FUTmas SBCs, and there's something to keep in mind. So yeah, I'm going to send it off to the end screen now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in that video tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you go and check out other videos on the channel linked in the playlist here. Black Friday was a great amount of fun, and I can't wait to see what else we can do. So thank you guys for watching. Love the support lately, and I'll see you in the next one.